What's going on, people? Welcome back. I'm here to talk about multiplayer gaming this generation and why sometimes I'm disappointed and some other times I find myself scratching my head and wondering why. Why is this game not as good as I expected? Now, what do I mean by that? Let me start in the beginning, or at least a little while ago when I was still playing on my 360 or my PS3 and the prospect and the greatness of next gen gaming was on its horizon and coming. I was hyped. I was like, I can't wait to have these experiences that I'm having in this generation and see them evolve next gen. Now, 3 years later, I have my PS4, and a lot of these multiplayer games are just leaving me disappointed. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's talk about Uncharted 4, for instance. A game that I'm having a lot of fun, I'm loving and enjoying. But the more time I invest in the game, the more I realize, holy crap, this game is pretty bare bones and severely lacking on online content. Why? Now I know some of you are going to be saying, well, relax. Naughty Dog said that all future DLC is going to be free and blah, blah, blah. But at what cost? Yes, it's free. But I know like a game like Rainbow Six Siege weren't going to be charging for multiplayer maps and for their online content per se. You didn't need to get the season pass. But all I've gotten is 4 operators and 2 maps in 9 months. One map every 3 to 4 months. It's just not going to cut it. And Uncharted 4 has Team Deathmatch, Plunder, and Command, which is basically like Domination or Capture the Flag. And that is it. Because even their rank mode is not even rank like the progression rank like in Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. So why is that the case? Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 had Team Deathmatch, 3 Team Deathmatch, Free for All, Plunder, Classic, Elimination, Split Screen Multiplayer, Co-op. It had an emblem creator. None of that is here. Why? Sometimes I'm like, wait a minute. Why are these games that are supposed to be quote unquote next gen lacking? A lot of people flipped their lid when they found out that Star Wars Battlefront was only going to be 20v20. And understandably so. People expected it to be kind of like Battlefield 4, which had 64 players. Last gen, you had MAG that had 256 players. Some of these games are still playing 5v5. Why? We can't have additional players? You couldn't have 6v6 minimum? And Plunder, I think it's 4v4 here. I'm not sure how much it was last gen. I don't remember. I don't remember Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 Plunder as far as how many players. I remember playing it. I don't remember how many players were allowed to play, but I could have sworn it was 5v5. Here is 4v4. I could be mistaken with that. But they're not the only ones guilty of that. Battlefield 4 came out. The online was terrible. Lag, rubber banding, connection issues. Division, very disappointing. I know a lot of people are playing Overwatch and loving it right now, but the overall multiplayer experience for me just hasn't lived up to what I expected. I'm having fun with my games. I'm, finding the silver lining. Obviously, I've already invested in the system in a lot of these games, like Uncharted, like I said, that I loved, and I enjoyed the single player and the multiplayer is fun. But comparing it to last gen, it's just this game has not lived up to previous games on older systems with less power. A lot of times we convinced ourselves on PS3, well, the online is free, so you get what you pay for. Now we're paying for online. Why a lot of these games don't have dedicated servers? I'm not saying every game, but at least the AAA titles. Right now, Sniper Elite 4 is about to come out soon, and I'm really thinking, am I going to pick this game up? Because I picked up Sniper Elite 3 and almost all my friends had it and we couldn't barely play a game. We all stopped playing it because we had connection issues. The servers were terrible. We would get kicked out of games. We'd go pick them up in the lobby and then we couldn't get back into games and we eventually gave up on it. A game that essentially was fun and had promise and it just never lived up to it. Killzone I was looking forward to, Shadowfall, and I had more fun on Killzone 2 and Killzone 3. And I liked Shadowfall, but it just died down. So is it a combination that players are just not investing as much time on their games because they want to move on to newer experiences, or because of the lack of online content and is forcing people to move on because they get bored quickly? Because right now the community Uncharted 4 is dying fairly quickly, and the game's only been out not even 2 months, I believe. That's pretty sad. Because I know people that were still playing Uncharted 2 while Uncharted 3 was out. And probably people still playing Uncharted 3 if you're still gaming on that generation. So it's disappointing. And like I said, a lot of these games are disappointing when it comes to the online. A lot of the publishers don't hesitate to include microtransactions on the majority of these games. Something that was primarily just for PC or free-to-play games or mobile games. Now in $60 titles, they are shoving microtransactions on our throats. And then giving us excuses that, the multiplayer is free so we can be happy, but at the same time, or the DLC or future map packs will be free, but at the same time, really, what are they giving us? Because on Siege, I only had, I think it's just 2 maps so far, if I'm not mistaken. Max 3 in a 7 to 8 month period. That is terrible. Because before, in a map pack that will cost you $10 to $15, you would get at least 4, if you were lucky, 5 maps. And like I said, sometimes the player counts are disappointing. On Battlefront, I know a lot of people were complaining that it was just, 20 players. Not even about the game modes, just because it was just 20v20. So you guys let me know. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Have you been happy with your multiplayer gaming experiences this gen? Especially now that PS4K is coming, or Neo, and then Xbox Scorpio is all about the graphics, but no one's really talking about what the multiplayer experience is going to be, because so far, sucks ass, the online. It's not what it should be. Oh, look at this one. I go right here. Hold that. Watch this. Line them up. Boom, boom, boom. Where are you going? You want some of this? Hold that. Ooh, and then Medic almost had me. Just close. My screen was black and white. I was ready to go down. A lot of people don't like the Uncharted 2 because of the mysticals and the sidekicks and things of that nature. And in the beginning, I didn't like it neither. And it is kind of cheap, but you got to adapt to it. Because if you don't, then you're really not going to have fun with this game. And maybe this is one of the reasons why people are not playing this as much. I mean, it does have some connection issues. Not as bad as some other games, like Sniper Elite was terrible. But, it just sometimes takes long to get into a match. And then people drop out. There's no penalty for leaving games. Like in the older Uncharted games, if you left the game, you got penalized. Over here, you don't. It's just, I don't know. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think, all 3 of you. And am I crazy? Are the next gen games just not living up to the hype? Especially with, these new mid-generation consoles coming that's mostly about graphics and look and frame rate. No one's really talking about the online experiences. And that's where a lot of people really find their enjoyment in their games. Anyway, y'all know the deal. Thanks for watching. You guys be good. You guys be safe. I'll catch you guys soon.